Welcome to the channel. If this is your first time, hit subscribe, hit thumbs up. If you are back like you forgot something, hey, I really appreciate you dropping into the channel, checking me out. Hopefully I can say a few things that's going to benefit you today, help you today, and help your business today. So if you're like a lot of people in the country today, a lot of people in the world today, you're thinking about you're probably asking yourself some of these questions, and you probably had this conversation with yourself or with some people you love. You're thinking about, where's the economy going? What am I going to do to make money? What happens if I lose my job? What happens if we can't pay the bills? And these are real questions, legit questions that so many people are dealing with right now. I live in a beautiful neighborhood, right? And it's got some houses back here that's worth millions, all the way down to just a few $100,000. And what I didn't know, but I'm learning now by getting to know a lot of the people back here, because we do have like a business network for this neighborhood, and we meet like every other Wednesday, and we talk about helping each other's business. And I do a lot of coaching in the sessions, a lot of startup entrepreneurs, and it's great for the neighborhood. It's great for people that aspire to do some things differently. But what I started realizing real quick is like, wait a minute, a lot of people are, even though they live in this awesome neighborhood, they have these very nice homes, a lot of these people are paycheck to paycheck. And if they're not, they are very close to paycheck to paycheck. And for whatever, number of reasons. And it started getting my attention because I was like, wait a minute, so many people, not just where I live, but so many people around the country are relying on these paychecks 100%. They have no way of making money outside of having a paycheck. They have no idea of, hey, what are you going to do if you lose your paycheck? What are you going to do if you run out of savings? What are you going to do if the money's not there and you need the money? What are you going to do when the bills need to be paid and there's no money in the account? And so it got me to thinking, because so many people were taught, and it's not your fault. I was taught the same thing. So many people were taught, and we were conditioned. We were programmed. Not going to lie to you. We were programmed. Not that our teachers and our parents intentionally misled us or led us down the wrong path. They wanted, trust me, they had your best interest in mind in a lot of cases, but they were unaware also. And then over the past couple of years since COVID, things have changed. Everything's changed. The finances of how this economy works has changed, right? Gas it's always going to be what it is. Food's always going to cost what it is. These houses have gone up in price. It is what it is. The only thing you need to be thinking about if you want to live a certain way is, how do I make money, right? So how do I make more money? I don't teach you to live below your means. I teach you to grow your means. Not live below, but grow your means. Get very creative. Learn some things. Get some new skills. Take some classes. Take some trainings. Take some courses. Get some coaching. Learn how to make money. Because I want to let you in on a little secret. Your job is not loyal to you. Your job is looking to fire you first chance they get. They would love to not pay you. You guys complain about making 40, 50,000 a year. They complain about paying you 40, 50,000 a year. So your job's not safe. Don't for a second think that my employment is safe. They are constantly looking for ways to fire you. They are looking for people who are willing to work less than you so they can fire you. They are looking for people around the world to compete against you and do the job just as well as you do to fire you. They are looking for systems that can perform your job and fire you. They are looking for processes that can do your job so they can fire you. They are looking for AI and computer technology that can do your job so that they can fire you. They would love to have your salary back on their bottom line, not on their top line, the expense line, on their bottom line, their net profit. So companies want to fire you as quickly as they want to hire you. So don't for a second go into tomorrow thinking that your job is safe. This could be your last day. What's going to happen when you get fired? What's going to happen when you get that notice? When you get that email, right? What's going to happen? What are you going to do? And the problem is, you've relied on your job for too long. See, I learned the hard way, so I'm advising you, don't learn the hard way. There is a hard way to learn things, and there is I ain't going to call it easy, but a soft way. There's a hard landing, a soft landing. That's a better way to put it. There's a hard landing, there's a soft landing. When I was 5 years old, just five, I was just a little kid, little bad runny nose kid, and my parents used to always tell me, well, just my mom and the rest of my family, they used to always tell me, hey, don't play around this fire, because we had a bad habit of throwing things into the fire. We lived in the country, so they would burn trash. You don't see a lot of that now. And we would throw, but you do see it in the country. And we would throw things into the fire and play with the fire with sticks. And they always used to tell us, especially me, stop playing in the fire. It's going to burn you. It's going to burn you. And so one day, guess what happened? The fire burned me. I was 5 years old. I was playing outside in the fire, doing what I normally do. Still remember this day like it was yesterday. Playing in the fire, I had a stick. And I told you there's a soft landing, there's a hard landing. And I chose the hard landing that day. And I was playing with the stick, and the fire was going out, so I was playing with the ashes. I remember it. Then all of a sudden, boom, something exploded. I was completely on fire. All of my hair burned off. All of my clothing, thank God it was cold, and I had a jacket on and a sweater on and some pants and all that. My clothing was just burning off me. Those who know me, you can't always tell, but I got some discoloration in my face where I was burned. Probably the most obvious way is if you look at my hands, both hands. That is a skin graft. So I was burned pretty badly. You can still see the staple holes where all of my skin on my hand was essentially just melting off. It was the same on my body, on my stomach, on my legs. I was jacked up bad. Thankfully, you can't really tell anymore. That was a long time ago. I was only 5. But there are some spots you can still see. I had a lot of damage. Like my stomach was burned, kind of looked like this, still kind of does. My legs, my face, all my hair was burned off. I had a hat on and it burned that off, and then it started burning my hair off. I've stayed in the hospital. I was in kindergarten. I dropped out of kindergarten. I stayed in the hospital for over a month. I still remember my class came to visit me, left me with all kind of not dolls, and as in like baby dolls, but like fun stuff that kids have. I would have like stuffed animals. That's a better word. And that's how I was. And I remember they would wrap my hand, and I would have all of these staplers. You can see the staple holes. I don't know if they do it that way anymore. Hopefully not. It was painful. It was almost as painful as the fire. And I had a bunch of staple holes going throughout my hand, and they would wrap it each day, and they would have to come and unwrap it to clean around it and sponge it. And you talking about screaming, I was screaming with everything I got. I hated that place. It was torture every day. I just was in pain. And they would let me like ride the tricycle. I remember that. I was so wrapped up, you couldn't even see me. My face was wrapped up. I had blisters on my face this big. I was just a kid. And I'm talking about, I was burning up, man. And I remember, this is a true story, God honest story, I'll never forget this. When they were taking me to the hospital, because we lived in the country, couldn't wait for an ambulance, I was in trouble. And my mom and my grandmother threw me into a car. I remember I was laying across my mom's lap, like laying straight, and I was screaming because of all this pain. I'm talking about, I was screaming at the top of my lungs, and I was just in devastating pain. And that was the first time I ever remember praying in my life. And this is a true story. I was praying because I was looking at my hands. I still remember it. My hands were smoking. There was smoke still coming from my hands. And I don't know if you have ever met anyone who's been on fire, but the skin smokes, and there was smoke coming from my hand, and my hands were all wrinkled up. The skin was falling off. I could see the bone in the knuckles, and I was in bad shape. And even at 5 years old, I didn't even know anything about prayer, but I was praying that day that I would just die. I'll never forget that prayer. I was like, just please let me die. I didn't even know what death was. I was only 5. I didn't even know what prayer was, but I was just hoping I would just die. Just please die. Let this be over with. And God spared me, and I didn't die. I'm thankful for that now. But at 5, I didn't know. I just wanted the pain to go away. And if it meant death, I was ready for it. And some of you, You're facing a different type of death. You're going to face, and I'm just going to be real with you, what you see around you in this economy is a real thing. It's going to continue to squeeze everything out of you. And some of you, you're facing a real death. And it's not just physical death, it's financial death. Some of you are this close to losing everything and having to start from zero. Some of you, you've trusted your job too long. You've been told, you've been warned, hey, that job's not loyal. That job's going to let you go. Don't trust it. Nobody's working 30, 40 years anymore. Those days are gone. The jobs are not going to retire you. They don't want to retire you. That's why they have 401k, so you can be responsible for your own retirement. Am I saying something? Am I giving you some good game? Hit the thumbs up if I am. And so your job's not going to be there long term. Your job is looking to fire you. So some of you, the same way I was playing in the fire and I learned the hard way, that's the same way you're playing with fire and you're going to learn the hard way. Because your fire, my fire was a burning fire. Your fire is dependency on your paycheck. You cannot afford to keep your job. You see the title? I'm telling you the truth. You can't afford to keep your job. You have got to find an alternative to making money without having to go to work. Now, I'm not telling, listen, let me be clear. I'm not telling you to quit your job. I'm just telling you, while you still have a job, you need to be thinking about life without a job. As in, you need to be thinking about, if I lost my job today, how do I make money? What do I do? Me, I haven't had a job since 2017. I lost my job. I was homeless for 3 months. Living in abandoned apartments, turning the doors. If the maintenance crews that renovated the apartment didn't lock it, I would sleep there. Otherwise, I'd be at a public park or sleeping in a vehicle until that was taken away from me. Right? So I lived that way for 3 months. It ain't no fun. It ain't pretty. I don't want you to face that. I'm not saying you would. I'm just saying the longer you depend on that job, the more leverage that job gains in your life. Think about it. What's leverage? Let's talk about it. Leverage is pretty much when you use something to get something, right? Just leverage. The leverage that your job has in your life has control of your life. Your paycheck has leveraged your entire life, meaning this. If you lose your paycheck, think about what you lose if you lose your paycheck. You lose the lights in your house, can't pay your light bill. You lose your phone, you can't pay your phone bill. You lose your car, you can't pay your car note. You lose your home, you can't pay your rent or your mortgage. You lose weight because you can't go to the store. You lose. If you lose your paycheck, you lose. You become a loser in every facet. Happened to me, it ain't no fun. Right? You become a loser all the way down the road. Not that you yourself are a loser. No. I'm just saying that if you lose your paycheck, then you become a loser to the store where your groceries are. You become a loser to the company that gives you power, to your cable company, your phone company. You lose all of that. Why? Because when someone warns you, like they warned me not to play with that fire, you continue to play. I got burned, you're going to get burned. Because your only way of making money is your job. And you don't understand. I do, but you don't. You don't understand that if anything happens at your job, remember, a lot of that's out of your control. They can just close your department and fire you tomorrow. If anything happens at your job and you lose your paycheck, you lose everything. And it disrupts your life and your entire family. To me, that's playing with fire. Not literal fire, but close enough, because you'll get burned. All I'm doing is just advising you to the idea, just opening your mind to the idea, just submitting this idea to you that something could happen to your job any day now. And because you're not in a position to make money away from your job, your life's going to be turned upside down. I don't want your life to be turned upside down. That's why I'm doing this video. So don't get burned like I did. Don't be homeless like I was. You've got to make money when you're not at work. You go out, you work your 9 to 5. Awesome. Keep your job as long as you can. But here's what I want you to do when you're not at work. Work on you. Work on your side hustle. Work on your side business. Do it from home, whatever you got to do. Build something so that you don't have to rely on your job for your only source of income. That is a guaranteed trip down struggle lane. Some of you, you've got to get out of struggle lane. If you rely on your job as your only source of income, and I cannot say this enough, you are going to be in struggle lane. You have no power, no control over your finances. Your job does. You've got to understand that. You've got to understand that your job does not want to keep you. They do not want to pay you. They're looking to fire you, and they have all the leverage over your life. Hey, my kid's soccer game coming up this weekend. That's cute. We're working Saturdays. I need you in the building. You got to go. But what about my kid? They don't care. They don't give a damn about you or your family. They only care about the bottom line. That's why they're there. And that's just business, to be fair. But since you agreed to sell your time to them, they control your time. They buy time from you. I'm telling you that when you go to work, you pay them to go to work. I know this is going to sound strange and you've never heard this before, but they're not the only one. Your job is not the only one getting paid. You get paid, your job get paid. Your job is not the only one who's paying you. You're paying too, right? So your job pays you to show up and work. You pay your job to go to work. All right, let me break it down because I probably lost some of you on that. Listen, what do you give to your job in exchange for money? And I know I'm preaching good. Tap the thumbs up. Let me know I am. And let me know this is helping you. Tap the thumbs up. Let me know. When you go to work, your job pays you according to the amount of time you sell to them willingly. So they say, hey, will you sell your Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 to me? In exchange for that, in exchange for you selling me your time, I'll give you, here's what I'll give you. I'll give you $15 an hour for every hour you sell to me. You sell me 40 hours a week, I'll pay you $15 an hour 40 times. And that's the agreement. So they're paying you for the time you sell to them. You're paying them with the time you sell to them. They're paying you for the time. You're paying them with the time. Does that make sense? So now that we understand that they pay you according to the time you're willing to sell, then how do you pay them? Good question. Your time is money. Your time is just like money. Think of your 24 hours of the day as a 24 hours of currency, money. You have 24 hours of currency each day to spend. How you spend your 24 hours, we don't know. You may sleep for 8, have 16 left over. What do you want to do with that? Here's what I'm going to buy. A lot of you are going to buy Hip Hop Housewives of Atlanta and just buy trash and put it up here. 2-hour interviews of Cat Williams just dissing people and just all garbage. I'm advising you, don't buy that stuff no more. Don't buy the Kardashians for 3 hours a day. Don't buy all of that. Here's what you do with your time. You invest in making money. You invest in you. You invest in shifting your money mindset. That's what you invest in. So when you pay your job, you pay them to go to work. How do I know you do that? Because you pay them with your time. You sell 8 hours a day to them. That's paying them with your time. They pay you for the time, but you pay them with your time. So you give up your 8 hours a day, time you could have been using to do other things, but you sell it to them. You pay them. So your job pays you and you pay them. It works both ways. But again, the worst part is that it's your only source of income. I advise you to find an alternative source of income. I advise you to learn how to make money when you're not at work. So if anything happens to your job, when something happens with your job, because nobody's working 10, 20 years on companies no more. It's just not happening. They don't need you that long. Technology is coming too fast. It's going to replace you. They don't need you. What do you need to do? Good question. Start making money when you're not at work. Start a side business, side hustle. I don't care what you call it. Learn to make money while you're not at work. What I do is I teach people how to make money when they're not at work. I teach people how to get paid without going to a job. I'm free to do whatever I want to do with my day because I do not have to leave the house to make money. And I can teach you the same thing. I have a course. It's called the Middleman CEO. You see the logo here. You can go to middlemanceo.com right now, click join, and get the course while it's on sale. 6-hour course, going to change your life. Teach you how to use your cell phone, the very thing you're watching me on right now. I'm going to teach you how to use it to make money. My first year doing my middleman business, I made $77,000 in 2020. My goal for this year, $350,000. I just want to show you what I do, the reason I have time to do what I want to do when I want to do. There's a big difference between living the life you have to live and the life you want to live. I'm telling you, it's a whole lot better to live the life you want to live. Drive what you want to drive, live where you want to live, go where you want to go, do what you want to do, eat what you want to eat, travel wherever you want to travel to, whenever you want to travel. Take vacations once a month if you want to. It's up to you. I just want to teach you, and I'm not telling you to quit your job, so I'm not fluffing you. I'm just telling you, let me show you a way that you can make an extra $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 or more, depends on how hard you go, each month. A legitimate way that I do. I wouldn't be telling you this if I didn't know what I was talking about, but I've been doing it since 2020. And I've changed. I just opened the video by telling you about my awesome neighborhood. That's how I got a house in this neighborhood. So I'm here to change your life. I'm telling you that job's not loyal. Do yourself a favor, find a way to make money when you're not at work. If you want to learn how to do this middleman business and use your phone to do 3 things: book customers, take a deposit, that's where you get paid, and then dispatch. I don't need you to do any of the work. I own a moving service and a home cleaning service. I don't do any cleaning, I don't do any moving, and I never want to. All I do is find customers, take a deposit where I get paid, and then dispatch to work to other cleaners, other movers. I don't have to leave my house. I don't have to get off the couch. I can book a job through text message. I can book a job through email. I can book a job through phone call. It does not matter as long as I get paid. And then after about 3 to 6 months, I'll teach you how to transfer all of that to a VA where you don't do anything. The VA does all the work. Yes, you have to pay them, but they do all the work, and now you could go to the beach. I like the beach. I like to fish. I like to do fun things with my day. I'm out and about now, about to go grab some food for the family. Just figured I'll pull over from the house and just hang out with you for a few minutes. It went longer than I thought it would, but I feel like I probably blessed somebody with this, because somebody on here, you've been praying about this, meditating about this, and I got your answer. I'm here to tell you, you can't rely on that job. You've got to find another way to make money. I'm also here to tell you that I got a solution for you. Learn to start your own business without having to go to work in your spare time. I'll teach you how to start a middleman business, become a middleman CEO the same way I am, make money using only your phone without leaving the house. You don't have to go anywhere. I'll teach you how to do it. You can literally be out hanging out with friends in the mall and still booking jobs, making money. So that's all I want to teach you. If you want to get the course, I'll drop the link in the first comment below. Just click and go right over there, register, join the course, and then as soon as we get the alert, I'm going to be in touch with you, because I'm not just going to leave you after you do the 6-hour course, the 6-hour training. I'm going to be in touch with you. Ask anybody who's already taken the course. I'm in touch with you. I want to know what you're doing. I want to know how I can help you to continue to make money. If you're not making money fast enough, you're not growing fast enough, hey, what do we need to do? So I'm going to stay with you like a mentor. I'm here for you. But I know one day soon, I'm going to have so many students enrolled in the class, I'm not going to be able to be in touch with everybody. I already know it's going to be too many. There might be 1,000 enrolled just this year. And there's no way I'll be able to be in touch with everybody. So while you can, while I'm able to talk to you and spend time with you and one-on-one with you, get the masterclass ASAP. Get it ASAP. I woke up this morning, people jumped in the masterclass last night. Get it. It's on sale. It's very affordable. I'll drop the link in the first comment below. If you want to learn how to do this, click the link, get the masterclass, and take off. Otherwise, go to middlemanceo.com, join, and I cannot wait to talk to you and help you and mentor you. Listen, fire is hot, fire burns, and it leaves a scar. Don't let it happen to you. Don't let your job burn you. Don't let that paycheck burn you. Don't let your job and your dependency on a paycheck leave a nasty scar, because it will. It has no mercy. You get ahead of it. You get ahead of them. Learn to start your own middleman business just like that. I've had people take the class the next day, started their business. Come on, please don't miss this opportunity. I can't wait to coach you. I can't wait to talk to you. I can't wait to help you to grow your business. Link's going to be in the first comment below. I got to go, guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have an awesome, awesome day. Peace.